Today's video is on Kaspa, and as you guys know, this is one of my most bullish cryptos, so I'm going to be talking about the short-term and long-term predictions for Kaspa with price predictions as well. But first, let's take a look at the market. What is happening in October, right? In September, we had a massive rise in the price of basically all of your altcoins, all of your cryptos in general. We thought September was going to be red, but it actually ended up being one of the most green Septembers we've ever had. Actually, it is the most green September for Bitcoin that we've ever had in the history of Bitcoin, right? Plus 7%. But right now in October, right, we're not doing as well as we thought we would. This past week, we've definitely been struggling, and a lot of this is due to both geopolitical tensions as well as domestic tensions within the United States. So of course, we definitely had the tension in the Middle East, war in the Middle East. It's never a good thing for the markets. And then in the domestic market in the US, we've had this US port strike, right? It's leaving a big cargo backlog. So overall, there's a lot of things going on, and this accumulation of all of these factors is leading to this down market. But amidst all of this chaos, I believe Kaspa is in the prime position to not only make a next leg up in the next couple of weeks, but also create new all-time highs in the next couple of weeks. So right now, I'm going to be looking at how that can happen. So right now, looking at this Kaspa chart, right, we see that we are straddling this mid-level support right now. This has become kind of the new main support. We've bounced off of it ever since May, right? We really haven't broken this support other than this crash that we had in early August. But beyond that, we've basically been straddling this mid-level support for the past 4 or 5 months. Every single time we touch this support, we bounce off of it, and the same is happening right now, right? We did have that mini crash from 17 cents all the way down to 14 cents, but right now we are bouncing back as we predicted. If we do break mid-level support, which I don't think we are going to, but if we do, right, if Bitcoin dips back down into the low 50Ks, then of course Kaspa is going to dip back down into the strong support area, right? I wouldn't expect this unless we do get another significant Bitcoin drop. If there are more geopolitical tensions, if there's more domestic issues, then we can definitely see this happen. Right now, crypto is directly tied to basically all of your other traditional assets like stocks. Whatever happens in the stock market, the same exact thing is going to happen to crypto, but basically magnified by 5 times. And it used to not be this way, but because of more centralization, because of the big banks, this is unfortunately our reality now. So paying attention to what's happening politically, what's happening economically is going to be very important if you want to stay on top of things. So this could happen. We could dip back down to strong support, but that's only if we get some more, negative news in the markets. But otherwise, we are bouncing off of this for the next couple of weeks, in my opinion. And eventually when we do break resistance, right, that is when we're going to make our new all-time highs. When that's going to happen, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But when that does happen, I have a great price prediction for you guys. So going off of fib retracement, we want to target this 4.236 fib, which would put us at a price of 56 cents. So I believe this 56 cent area is going to be our next price target for Kaspa. Now you may be asking, why 4.236? Why this fib retracement? Well, this has historically been the most accurate fib retracement. If we take a look at the highs and lows of Bitcoin throughout the years, we can see that, let's say in 2017, the swing high to the swing low, you get the 4.236 Fibonacci directly at where that 2021 all-time high was. Similar story with 2013 to 2017, right? If you look at the all-time high for 2013 and then go to the swing low, you can see that we actually go well above the 4.236. Now, because Kaspa is a first year coin, right? This is going to be the first bull run of Kaspa. We definitely expect Kaspa to perform a lot better than in its later cycles because this is the first cycle, right? Coins typically always perform the best in its first cycle, and Kaspa is a first cycle coin. So this 4.236 is honestly a pretty conservative number if you're thinking about it. We really can't do an accurate analysis because Kaspa hasn't had a previous all-time high yet, right? But if we try to do a long-term analysis, right, my long-term price prediction for Kaspa based off of purely Fibonacci retracement, we're going to be looking at a swing high, which we don't have right now, but we'll just use this 19-cent swing high that we've had to the swing low all the way back in 2022, right? That would put us at about 82 cents based on the 4.236, right? And this is very conservative, but this just shows you how much price potential Kaspa has based on very, very fundamental technical analysis. Let's actually take a look at another crypto in Solana, right? Why am I taking a look at Solana? Well, Solana was similar to Kaspa back in the day, back in the last cycle, in the fact that it was going through its first cycle and it was one of the most hyped up coins going into 2021, 2022. So of course, Solana hit an all-time high of around $250 back in 2021, but it also had a meteoric rise up from very low prices, similar to what Kaspa is going to do this bull run. So if we take a look at fib retracement for Solana, let's take a look at about September 2020, which is where Kaspa is right now relative to Solana. And if we do a fib retracement with that, we can see that the 4.236 is not even close to Solana's all-time high. Based on this analysis, this 82-cent area for Kaspa would be the same as $17.80 for Solana back in 2021, right? That is an insane amount of price potential, considering the fact that Solana went ahead and hit basically 10 times from this number. Do I think Kaspa is going to hit $8.20? No, right? It's definitely not going to hit that number, but I am quite confident that Kaspa is going to hit this 82-cent number. And with that said, I think Kaspa has massive potential in both the short term and the long term. Let's also go ahead and analyze Bitcoin for a second, right? What do I think is going to happen to Bitcoin in the next couple of months? Because as you guys know, all crypto is driven by Bitcoin. Kaspa is also going to be driven by Bitcoin at the end of the day. I think there's going to be three scenarios that are going to play out. A couple of days ago, it looked like we were going to break back into the 70K range and potentially break into all-time highs. But because of the last couple of days, right, it looks like we're sliding back down, and most likely we're going to land ourselves back into this red range right here. Now, I think that's most likely what's going to happen, right? We're going to slide back down into this red range, and going from there, right, what do I think are the scenarios that might play out? So we have scenario one right here in this green line that I have drawn. Scenario one is bouncing into this red range, but then immediately going back up and testing all-time highs and breaking all-time highs before the end of 2024. If you are a believer in scenario one, then you believe Bitcoin will make new all-time highs in 2024, most likely around December, maybe Christmas time of 2024. Usually during the holidays, we actually do see a rise in crypto, so I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. Scenario two, which I think might be a little bit more probable, is if we see more consolidation during this time, right? If Bitcoin kind of oscillates in that low 60K to high 50K range, and it kind of consolidates, maybe it dips back down into that low 50K support, right? Maybe we get one more big crash for all of your altcoins, one more time to load up on all of your positions. And then in early 2025, that's when we see a rise in Bitcoin once again, and then maybe Bitcoin makes its all-time high around March or April of 2025. I think that is definitely very possible. I give this a 60% chance of happening. And scenario three, which I give a 10% chance of happening, and it should be lower in my opinion. I really don't think this is going to happen, but because this is crypto, you can't count it out. It's basically the fact that we won't have a altcoin season, we won't have a bull run, and this March high in Bitcoin that we got was going to be our all-time high. That was the bull run. This, in my opinion, is very improbable, because not only is global liquidity increasing, we got interest rate cuts, and we got more potential interest rate cuts in the future, potentially. We got the election coming up. We have so many positive catalysts coming up for crypto and for Bitcoin that I don't think this is going to really happen, but you can never count out anything in crypto. So those are my predictions for Bitcoin. And now my price predictions for Kaspa. Once again, it hasn't really changed since last time. My bearish scenario is a 60 cent to $1 Kaspa. Most likely, I think it's going to be $1 to $2.50. And anything above 250, I think, is pretty delusional in my opinion, but anything can happen. That's why I'm not counting it out. Super cycle, $4.20 to $10. That's not going to happen, but it could, right? You never know. And how much will 30,000 Kaspa be worth? This was from my previous video, but just so you guys can see again, these are going to be the price ranges corresponding to the dollar amount on the price prediction. So that's gonna be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what other videos you want to see, and I will see you guys in the next one.